Hello, everybody. Hi. Are you ready for the yeehaw? Hello. Hello, everybody. We're doing a little late night Peepos court today. As you can see, I have kept your progress from last time intact. You have 5 Peepos courts. Okay? And you only need 2 more subs or their dono equivalents to make that 6 Peepos courts. Now, we are going to do those. Just want to say that we're going to have to do a little bit of housekeeping before we get to that. Specifically, because we need to get in the YouTube viewers, because I know people over there on YouTube, you don't want to make the leap over to riverboat.gg or to Twitch. I understand it's scary, but for DMCA reasons, we cannot stream Peepos Court over on YouTube. So we're going to do a short segment to give you guys time to migrate over to riverboat.gg or twitch.tv/riverboatjack. You gotta go to those 2 places if you want to watch Peepos Court with us. It'll be fun, promise. I don't like change. I know, it's scary. But we're gonna do a short segment on Matt Walsh before a light segment on Matt Walsh, I should say, before we jump over. How's that sound, everybody? So you have a Willy still. Well, there are ways you can find out that aren't free. So, I don't know. That's up to you. Ethriel, hello! Hello, Snoogan! Also, folks, go watch that Matt Walsh segment I put up today, because that's doing some numbers. Leave a little algorithm comment if you would be so kind. Hello, Sweet Myths Music. What a wonderful time to show up right at the beginning of stream, indeed. Hello, Archangel Dakab. Hello, Banana Brains. Is the Riverboat site mobile-friendly? It's mobile-friendly-ish. Hello, Gwenifer. Hello, Thistles for Eyes. Hello, Sticky Nug. Oh, that's an adorable name. Hello, Salomon Moose. Did you see the new Backrooms? We watched it last night. Where were you? Hello, Metal Kitty Mom. Hello, Tatum Riley. Hello, Advanced Turtle Logic. Hello, Mr. Malachite. Hello, Danger Day. Hello, Lily Love Stuff. Hello, Nine-Tailed Witch. Hello, Chaotic Kitten. Hello, Salty Turtle Cupcake. I think I already said hello to you. Hello, Winbee. Hello, Dragonfly. Did I see the Atlas Intel poll today? No, I didn't, but the polling has been abysmal like the last couple weeks. It's kind of crazy. The crosstabs are wild. My dad's watching you right now. Hello, Tatum Riley's dad. Hello, Code Mode. Hello, Mr. Miyagi. Hello, Periwinkle. Yes, we have some people over on the Riverboat site talking about how mobile is the preferred way to use it. It had Donald Trump down by only 7 with urban voters. That's silly. That's silliness. The blue hoodie is very blue this evening. It is, but unfortunately, my outfit is very good right now. You just can't tell. I'm like, it's a blue hoodie, and then I'm wearing these cute little red short shorts and like knee-high socks. It's a very cute outfit. It just doesn't translate to stream because you only see this part of me. Huh? That's probably true. My outfit is very spicy. Have I ever cosplayed as Claire from Cyberpunk 2077? I need to remind myself what Claire looked like. I have not cosplayed as Claire. I think there might be some hurdles there. What? Let's see. Hey, social psych explainer. Got your teapot making tea, banana bread in the oven, padded cycling shorts in the washing machine. Good night in DC. Social psych explainer, look at you. Seemingly with your life all together. Also, Tatum Riley, he's on Skyrim. Nice. Hey, Migs RB. Howdy. Okay. Let's jump into a Matt Walsh segment, huh? Huh? Let's do it. Let's do the thing. Also, if you guys do manage to get 20 subs, what's your price? Yeah. No, you. Okay. Fair. Okay, so stream. Here's the situation. For 30 subs, my partner will come and join us for Peepos Court. Okay? 30 subs. That will also count towards your Peepos Court. So you get more Peepos Courts, and you get me and my partner both doing Peepos Courts. But it is time sensitive. If we don't meet that goal before she gets sleepy, and that might happen quickly here, okay, guys? It could be a limited amount of time. It could be 30 minutes. It could be an hour. Who can say? What exactly is a Peepos Court? We'll get there. Do I have a gavel? No, but I need to get a gavel. But will you smooch? Maybe. No promises. You transgender with a girlfriend? It's true. Yeah. It's been known to happen. All right. Just no, it's a different person. It's a different person. I know, right? They're like moths to a flame. Well, yes, illiteracy and transphobia tend to overlap. The Venn diagram is almost a circle. Nope. Ah, God. It's gonna be one of those nights, huh? What nights, OS Crane? A good night? Is that her? She sounds pretty? She is pretty. Okay. Matt Walsh, segment time. I'm pressing the button. So, folks, there is a guy named Matt Walsh. Matthew Lamy Walsh. I assume that's his name. Now, Matthew Lamy has some thoughts about times movie villains were correct. And I thought it'd be fun to evaluate his media literacy. And we'll see. We'll see. I don't... Oh, also, this is from 8 months ago. So, clearly this was before the purge of Sweet Baby Gang merch. Because he has a Sweet Baby Gang mug on his desk. And if none of you know what that is a reference to, Matt Walsh, for whatever reason, allowed his face to be used on a series of baby dolls, like stuffed baby dolls that Daily Wire sold for a while. And it's weird. And I think that he originally got the name from the time he refereed Nazi diaper wrestling. So it's a weird rabbit hole to go down, and maybe we'll do that on a different day. So let's dive in here.
Enemy vessel destroyed.
What game is this? No, wait, what? No, seriously, what game is this? I'm sorry, I didn't expect to be checkmated like 3 seconds into the video. Can anyone identify this game? I know a bunch of you are nerds in here, okay? The Sweet Baby Pirate Gang beta. Sea of Thieves at home. All right.
Enemy vessel destroyed.
So we all know that Disney movies these days are hopelessly woke and basically awful in every way.
I'm a narcissist. Weird.
And that's why most people think back fondly to like the old days at Disney.
Oh God, it's one of these videos. One of the videos where they just the editor like screws him over constantly. Let's go.
They pine for the classics. I understand that mentality, but the truth is that even older Disney movies have issues. The problem is that in those films, in many cases, the alleged villains are treated, I think, very unfairly. They get a bad rap. In many cases, they are misunderstood, misconstrued.
I only wanted to help.
And look, maybe it's just my overabundance of empathy and compassion. You know, it gets me into a lot of trouble sometimes, and maybe that's what allows me to see it this way. But either way, today in this very important video, we're going to talk about Disney villains who were actually right all along. So we'll go through 5 movies. Number 1 is Bambi.
Wake up. We have
Honestly, I should have seen this one coming. Of course, Matt Walsh watches Bambi and roots for the hunter. Of course, dude. Of course, dude. Oh God.
company.
Now, first of all, I've never met a child who actually likes this movie. I don't know anyone my age.
Yeah, number 5 is Hitler from The Sound of Music.
Who liked Bambi growing up. Bambi is one of the weakest films in the Disney canon. And yet it's viewed as a classic because it happened to be released in the 40s, although it could have been released last year based on the fact that the villains in this movie are the hunters who shot Bambi's mom.
No hasty, careless shooting. There you are, fire away. Oh, good shot, boy, good shot.
But they were obviously entirely justified in doing so. First of all, because venison is delicious.
You bet.
Those hunters, I'm guessing, made some great venison
Venison is delicious. This is true.
steaks, maybe some deer jerky out of Bambi's mom, which is a fact that could have brought Bambi some comfort and solace if anyone had explained it to him, but they never did.
Wait. How would that be comforting though? Like you realize like if someone you love dies, you aren't made to feel better if like a cannibal comes along and eats them. Like what are you doing, dog? I know he's not taking this seriously at all, but like come on.
Second, deer populations are out of control in this country. Like they wreak havoc in ecosystems. They call
This is true, but also the movie's from the perspective of a deer, man. Like you can only interpret it this way because you're a person with no empathy. You don't know how to project yourself into others' shoes.
cause 1.5 million car
This
crashes
has to be satire. I mean, he unironically believes everything he's saying, you know?
a year, including hundreds of fatalities. So deer hunters are performing a service, and yet they've been villainized in a movie that generations of bored children have been forced.
It's true. How do we know what the circumstances around the hunter are, you know? Maybe he was taking his wife's lover out into the woods, and they were having a duel, and his wife's lover missed, but he struck true, but he double tapped when he pulled the trigger. So the excess shot went and hit Bambi's mom. You don't know. Oh yeah, this just in. The hunter was apparently a Haitian refugee, according to the GOP. Crazy stuff. Apparently, they've also mastered time travel and are traveling throughout the cosmos. Crazy stuff going on in GOP conspiracy land.
To watch. Think about this. If Bambi's mom had not been shot
Maybe Bambi's mom cheated on the hunter and it was a crime of passion. Jesus Christ.
and killed, she may have gone on to run into the road one night, causing a family returning home from dinner to
You know, unironically though, this is a similar argument Matt Walsh would use against would use for actual human beings. Like if an actual human being was shot, Matt Walsh would go, well, you know, maybe that guy was off to, you know, rob a bank or violently mug someone. So actually, their death is good. You know, I feel like he would do this exact same rhetorical maneuver with like an actual human being.
veer off into a tree and die. Whole family dead. Think about that. Number 2 is Lion King. Now, I'm not saying that Scar
Of course he roots for the goose-stepping lion.
is the good guy in that film. I'm not justifying what he did. Like killing your brother, trying to kill your nephew is inappropriate. I don't condone it.
I mean, at the very least, Matt Walsh isn't in favor of, like, sibling murder. Oh, God!
But all I'm saying is that, I think the character deserves a bit more sympathy than he gets. For one thing, his name is Scar. Okay? I don't want to get into the nature versus nurture debate, but when you name your child Scar, you can't complain when he becomes a villain. Especially if we have one kid that you name Mufasa. Yeah, that strong name. Mufasa. Ooh. The other one you name Scar.
What'll that make you?
A monkey's uncle.
So what did you expect? Also, I'm not saying that Mufasa deserves to be thrown off a cliff, but there's a fundamental, moral dishonesty to Mufasa that I always found deeply troubling, even as a child, the first time I saw it. I even said to my parents, there's a fundamental moral dishonesty in this film, Mom and Dad. I said that to them. And here's why. He eats his own subjects. Okay, 1 minute, they're all celebrating the birth of his son. They're bringing gifts or whatever, they're cheering. And the next, they don't show this in the film, but Mufasa is hunting them down and consuming them.
Yeah, that's basically how European monarchs viewed the peasantry. Yeah, like the yeah,
And by the way, lions eat their prey alive. That's how lions eat. That's how Mufasa treated his subjects. And then he has the audacity to get all hot.
yeah, there was an entire song about this actually in the movie. I don't know if Matt Walsh watched it or not. There's a song called "The Circle of Life."
High and mighty towards Scar. Like, you can understand Scar's resentment. And to make matters worse, they acknowledge it in the movie. So Simba asks his dad,
Dad, don't we eat the antelope?
they were just at our baby shower and now like we eat them. And that's kind of not cool. And Mufasa says, well, son, that's okay because it's part of the circle of life.
When we die, our bodies become the grass, and the antelope eat the grass.
Okay, but that is not the same thing at all. That is not an even trade. So give me a break. And also, your body doesn't even become grass, so that's bullshit to begin with. And I'm not holding it against the lion for being a lion. I'm just saying that there's arguably a certain intellectual integrity in Scar's outlook and behavior.
How? You haven't argued that though. You've just argued that Mufasa's bad.
That you don't find with Mufasa. That's my point. Number 3 is Pocahontas. This is
Oh god. Why didn't I see this one coming? I feel like I should have predicted this one. Of course, he thinks the villains of Pocahontas are justified. Yeah. Matt Walsh loves genocide.
an obvious one. The villains in this movie are the evil white Europeans who are portrayed as brutal, greedy barbarians, oppressing
Yeah, you know, because they came here for gold.
the innocent Native Americans who are all kind and generous and so in touch with nature that they can literally talk to the trees.
Did you miss the finale of the film?
Child.
Somehow everybody speaks perfect English, including the trees. This is like the noble savage myth put to film. It's also really, we talk about wokeness in Disney films. This was the beginning of Disney's long march into wokeness. So you could argue that that march began with the vegetarian propaganda of Bambi, but in any case, the white settlers in reality were courageous and intrepid pioneers, not villains.
We'll build roads and decent houses and...
Our houses are fine.
You think that, only because you don't know any better.
So that's an easy one.
There is a certain level of racism that still is able to shock me sometimes, and Matt Walsh is able to provide it, so... Alright. Yeah, they were really, they came to North America for, you know, to do good things. Not any of the bad things. Ignore the slave trade. Along with everything else.
Number 4 is Snow White. Now, this is another case where I'm not so much claiming that the evil queen was wholly justified in her actions. I'm simply suggesting that the situation is a bit more nuanced. There's some nuance, there's some complexity, okay? Did Snow White deserve to be poisoned with an apple? No. But does she also bear some responsibility for eating an apple offered to her by a random old woman who showed up at her window laughing maniacally? Yes, absolutely.
All alone, my pet?
She never even asked.
Look, Snow White isn't the brightest, you know, she's not the brightest person out there, but like, I have a sincere question. Sincere question. When in your entire life has anyone ever offered you an apple that was poisoned? How often does this scenario come up? Huh? Well, yes, all apples have a little bit of poison. Yeah, but they're not usually, it's not usually a level of arsenic that's going to kill you. I mean, I guess I should specify that in the same way I'd have to specify that if you eat too many apples, like the other compounds in the apple will also kill you. Hence why I haven't eaten an apple in years. Go ahead. Okay. Clarice, I kind of love you right now. Aw. God, now everyone in chat is like, yes, it's true. Apple pips do have arsenic. I think it's fun too, but also I just think that, like, you know, it's just not a thing you would typically think, oh yes, this is coated in poison. Kiss her? You guys have to donate subs. Say goodnight to your lover? Why? What? You guys are being really needy tonight, and you haven't even given me money. I live in Apple Region, New York, and we used to just straight up eat apples until we got literally sick. That sounds so terrible. Oh yeah, you have to donate subs to see Jack sub. Yes, that's true. That's so true. Thank you, Olive Ryder. She might throw up, chat.
Let's get them donos flowing.
Sweet Myths, thank you for the 10 gifted tier 1 subs. Oh, God. Oh, fuck. Also, that now brings us to another Peepos court. Look at you guys go. We have 6 banked up. Oh, God. My pronouns are she, her, Grammarhead. Thanks for asking. Thistles for Eyes, thank you for the $5 super chat.
Subs for sub.
Subs for sub, thank you. Nagoragama, thank you for the $5 super chat. Can't think of anything to say here, but here's some monies. Thank you so much.
I can't think of anything to say here, but here is some monies.
Now that's what I'm shimping about. Also, we have some new emotes. All right. It's okay, very knifey duck. The Matt Walsh video is purely for the YouTube audience to give them time to come over to riverboat.gg or Twitch. It's short. We're almost done with it. Anyway, my main point here is that I don't think expecting an apple to be poisoned is reasonable.
Asks, like, who the woman is.
Yes, I am.
Just the woman shows up at the window and says, hey, do you want an apple? And she never says, who are you? What are you? Why?
Excuse me, what the actual are you doing in my house?
This woman's walking around the forest, randomly handing out apples. There's no question. She just takes it and eats.
Okay, but also, isn't she like 13 years old? Like, how old is Snow White supposed to be? How old is Snow White? Ah, yes, she's 14 years old. Oh no. So, guys, I have really bad news. Okay, maybe I'm operating off of bad info. Some people seem to think that the prince in Snow White is 31 years old or in his 30s, which really alters the film. But other people are saying, no, he's actually 18. So, you know what? I am going to choose the not creepy version. So, she is 14. It is still pretty creepy, but less creepy than a 30-year-old hitting on a 14-year-old. Still a bit weird. Still not great, but not 30 years old hitting on a 14-year-old. Yeah, honestly, Social Psych Explainer brings up the actual real question here. Who goes up and kisses dead broads? Exactly. You know, that's a weird thing to do. You come across a lady who's, like, lying dead in the woods. Do you go and kiss her? No, you don't. Don't do that. It was different back then. Yeah, back then, if you found a dead body in the woods, you smooched it the first chance you got. That could be a genie right there. It could grant you wishes. Now we live in a more enlightened time. All right.
It doesn't bother washing it in the sink, so it's hard for me to feel sorry for her. And for the record, you should never eat anything if the person offering it is laughing while they hand it to you. Never mind if it's an evil laugh. I don't care if it's any kind of laugh.
Hey, Grammarhead, thanks for jumping over to Riverboat.
And never mind that they're at your window in the middle of the day for no reason. Not to mention the fact that the whole Snow White fairy tale is really about home invasion and burglary. This woman barges into the home of these clearly mentally disabled old men.
Jiminy crickets.
Who aren't even half her size, makes herself at home.
What a cute little chair!
Now, eventually the dwarves grow attached to her, so you might say, oh, they're friends.
Look, she's not... Snow White isn't known for her book learning and social graces, okay?
No, they were terrified when they first got it, like anybody would be. You get home and there's this giant, like, sleeping on your bed, all of your beds that she's helped herself to. Of course you're gonna be, anyone would be scared. And they were scared, but eventually this kind of Stockholm syndrome takes effect, and they become friends. And then when she dies, they put her in a glass coffin because they somehow had a full-size glass coffin lying there.
Okay, chat, hear me out. A prince kisses a dead girl in the middle of a fairy tale forest and causes a zombie outbreak in a Disney-esque fantasy kingdom.
Very knifey duck. I would watch that at least 3 times in theaters. Thank you for the $5 dono.
Which makes you question their motives, frankly. And they display her body for several...
Wait, their motives, they're miners. Like, they do metalworking and like glass blowing and stuff. Like, that... It's not weird that they were able to whip this out. What's weird is that the prince then finds her in her coffin and is like, yeah, I'm gonna kiss that lady. Child.
days until a prince who has never met her
they're
before,
all miners there.
shows up
That's right. They have one thing in common.
out of nowhere, kisses this woman who, for all he knows, has been dead for days. And this is
that's true. This is the weirdest part of the movie.
This is back when they didn't have like the preservation of the body. Nothing was done to preserve the body. There could be some, some decomposing. I mean, yeah. And he starts just kissing this dead woman. It's very dark. It's a very morbid story when you think about it like an insane person. Which means the evil queen is maybe still evil, but her actions should at least be understood in proper context. And maybe you could argue that she even was an advocate for private.
Wait, but none of what you said contextualized why she was why she carried out an attempted murder. You didn't. You actually very few of these villains are like actually justified. You're just saying how actually you just don't like the people that bad things were happening to, and therefore, it's fine.
Property rights, and that's why she was so upset at Snow White. That's one interpretation. Number 5, finally, is Beauty and the Beast. Now we've talked.
I knew this was in the thumbnail, so I would have guessed this, but it was in the thumbnail. So yeah, of course this is here.
Talked about this before. I consider it to be one of the most important issues that I discuss. It probably deserves to be the subject of its own documentary. Gaston is the quintessential villain who was actually the hero of the story.
Jennifer, thank you for subscribing.
Bonjour, Gaston.
And I will insist on this until my dying breath. We're supposed to hate Gaston from the beginning because why? He's manly and in good shape. He eats a lot of eggs. Is that his crime?
No, those are all fine qualities. The main issue is that he wants to violate this lady's consent. You know, like she doesn't want anything to do with him, and he really wants her, and like that leads to a really unhealthy and bad dynamic.
Crime? What has he done wrong?
It's not right for a woman to read. Soon she starts getting ideas.
Yeah, also the misogyny. Yeah, also this bit. Thank you, Matt Walsh's editor.
Thinking.
They never explain it. And the anti-Gaston propaganda is laid on thick from the very beginning, but even in spite of that, it's clear who the real protagonist is. We see...
Like, I'm sorry, he put his muddy boots on her book. Like, hey, if someone's trying to woo you, and they deliberately and carelessly ruin a thing that they know you love, like, they're a bad person. You know? Like, that's what this is showing us.
Is laid on thick from the very beginning, but even in spite of that, it's clear who the real protagonist is. We see Gaston early in the film.
What a pleasant surprise.
Right? He's dressed to the nines. He visits Belle to propose marriage.
Say you'll marry me.
And he's obviously an advocate of traditional marriage.
By the way, this is of course how Matt Walsh proposed
marriage.
to his
Say you'll
wife.
marry me.
And he's obviously an advocate of traditional marriage and the nuclear family. He even says that. He makes a pitch for the nuclear family, traditional marriage to Belle. He's explaining.
By the way, Matt Walsh and what's his butt, John Doyle, agree on the Gaston accolades.
We'll have 6 or 7.
Also, let's be clear, Gaston is kind of cool. The main thing is that he's not cool about Belle not liking him back. You know, like, all the other stuff, like, if he wasn't an asshole, he'd be really cool, you know?
No, Belle. Strapping boys like me.
You know, he wants to have children. He wants to have a family. It's a very lovely thing. Belle turns him down and pushes him into a mud pit.
Well, yeah, as he's attempting to kiss her without her consent. Like, notice how, like, the editor is just eviscerating Matt Walsh.
Total humiliation. And yet, by the end, Gaston is still willing to risk his life to rescue this woman who humiliated him from the clutches of a beast. And how did Beauty end up in that situation? Yeah, she initially went to the Beast Castle to save her dad or whatever, I think.
How did you find me?
But she had many opportunities to escape after that point. Like, she could have just walked out. I mean, she was in the prison cell, and then she's invited to dinner. And from that point on, she doesn't go back to the prison cell. So she could have left anytime. But she stays because she ends up falling in love with a non-human creature who looks kind of like an evil water buffalo. Keep something in mind. Belle didn't know that the beast was really a human prince. She had no idea about that, okay? That's true. Look up on that. You can go back and watch the movie.
Yeah, but to be honest, this guy's kind of a downgrade. You know, this is kind of a downgrade, not gonna lie.
She never is aware of that fact. That was just luck of the draw. So as far as she knew, she was entering into a romantic relationship with a member of another species.
I mean, clearly there's magic going on. There's talking furniture, okay? Like, I think she had some inkling that magic was involved here. Don't the objects tell her about the curse? Yup.
Yeah, that's a simple fact. Now, of course, poor Gaston, he didn't know about any of this. He didn't know that the beast was really a prince. He didn't know that the woman of his dreams had fallen in love with a giant mutant mountain goat. All he knew from his perspective was that Beauty had been imprisoned by a monster. Her own dad told Gaston that.
Who's got Belle locked in a dungeon?
A beast! A horrible, monstrous beast!
And so he rallies the troops. He marches off to fight for her and save her. This is the villain of the story? The man who ultimately gave his very life?
The man who leads a torch-wielding mob?
For the woman he loved? And the monster who kidnapped a young woman is supposed to be the one we're rooting for? That's just wrong. And I won't stand for it.
In the movie Pocahontas, where he argues that like the Europeans were the good guys, were misunderstood villains, didn't they also abduct? Weren't they also kidnapping Pocahontas? It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. I feel like he's being very inconsistent here. Is kidnapping only good when white, like, straight men do it? Is that it?
So, thank you for spending 10 minutes watching this piece of content. It was obviously very important and well worth your
Chill
time.
Destario.
And mine.
Excellent stuff. Oh, God. Folks, have to add 2 more subs on the board because you guys are getting closer to another Peepos court. Now, folks, you're still like 25, sorry, subs away from getting the company of my partner. And that window is closing. Okay? That window is closing. What's the overall message? The overall message was they needed some fluff content for the Daily Wire channel. That's the overall message. And my overall message is that Matt Walsh is completely devoid of media literacy. There we go. Nailed it. Boom. Now, YouTube. I'm talking to you guys. So we can't do Peepos Court over on YouTube. So you guys have to come over to riverboat.gg. Just type this into your URL and come over here. Or you have to go to twitch.tv/riverboatjack. Okay? Because we're gonna be swapping over to the Twitch channel so we can do Peepos Court. And what is Peepos Court, you might ask? It is a fun segment that we've been doing for years now where we watch individual cases from the People's Court, and we use channel points on Twitch to gamble on the outcomes for funsies. You know, it's just channel points. And yeah, it's kind of like a little
Is it still
fun
Brat
subathon
Summer
thing.
or is it Brat Fall now?
It's Brat Nothing because the CIA started using the meme, so it's dead now. I'm sorry, Foxbat. But thank you for the gifted tier 1 sub. I appreciate that very much. So I'm giving you one last window to jump over to riverboat.gg or twitch.tv/riverboatjack. Yeah, now it's Shimp Fall. True. Lil Moon Apple, thanks for the follow over on Twitch. Now we're very demure. True. Hey, you want to smooch? On camera? I'm gonna go smooch the love of my life, and there's anything you guys can do about it. Woohoo Lulu, thank you for subscribing over on Twitch. There we go. That was very brat behavior. Wrong, it was demure. Let's see. Cersei Lannister didn't do anything wrong. I don't know, she was fucking her brother. She fucked her brother on the grave of her child. I don't know. I think there were some things wrong. Also domestic terrorism. Yeah, she basically did 9/11. Yeah. Yeah. Hope you know that the shade of blue you're wearing looks incredible. It looks even more incredible when you see how short the short shorts I'm wearing are. It's great. All right, YouTube. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, YouTube. I've got to go. All right, folks. Cover Laura Loomer soon. What is there to say about Laura Loomer? Like, what, that she might be having sex with the president? Like, I don't know. Like, what do you want me to say? Figured out the one Disney villain Matt Walsh will not side with. Oh, which one is it, Very Knifey Duck? No, Foxbat. It was part of a Queen song. Matt Walsh would not side with Ursula. Yeah, probably not. Yeah. All right, folks. Goodbye, YouTube. And Godspeed.